And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to another episode of the Napoli Rant. I am Raffs, joined with my co-host, the Vicar of Vesuvius, Rafa Rispo.
What's up, Raf Pizarro?
How are you, sir? On time, 2 days in a row. Somebody's losing money out there. But welcome, Rafa, and everybody in the chat, as well as the audio listeners. Let's get this rant on the road. Lots to talk about today. We have two games. We're doing a double header here on the rant tonight. We have the Champions League, not only winning, but also qualifying. Drawing Milan for the next round. We're going to have that. We got Michael Rinaldi in the house. He's going to talk about his experience there with some witnessing some ultras down in Napoli in front of some hotels. He'll talk to us about that, his experience there with his family, as well as the game. We got Napoli Torino, Rafa, 4-0. I mean, we got lucky here. I mean, we got some big luck. Rafa, I know you got a little bit of lucky this week.
Well, I got lucky. I don't think Napoli got lucky. Napoli took care of
Napoli
business.
dominated. Yeah, right, but you got lucky.
But I'm the one that did get lucky. Yeah, so we'll talk about that later. I'll spill the beans on how I cashed in on my luck.
Oh yeah, stick around. Rafa's buying drinks. But considering all this, now 19 points ahead, Rafa. I mean, I'm just gonna start off the show. Like, are we still superstitious? I mean, are you still doing superstitious things, Rafa?
You know what? Here's a really funny thing, right? I thought I wasn't the superstitious type, right? I mean, you know, there's a few things like I wouldn't touch the SCUDETTO trophy, you know,
right.
at the Serie A.
Right, you didn't touch the SCUDETTO trophy.
The Champions
Your dad
League.
did.
I wouldn't touch that. My dad did because he believed, you know. But I was still like, you know what? I'm not going to touch the money. I'm not going to do it. And you know what? Like, come, you know, then Napoli starts dominating, and I start, you know, realizing, okay, this is going to happen. We're going to win the Scudetto. So I thought like I didn't really have much like superstition, right? Okay. I don't really do anything that's sort of like ritual type, right?
All right.
Yet this weekend it hit me. I was getting ready to go in for work where I had to watch the Torino Napoli game, and not only did I have my usual jacket and hat, but I ended up putting on an undershirt Napoli and you know, a regular t-shirt like our Tri-State Napoli club. And it dawned on me, I am very superstitious. I have to at least wear like 3 or 4 pieces of garment every time I watch this team. Otherwise, I forgot my hat against Lazio and we lost. Like I was lost. I need a hat, I need a shirt, I need an undershirt, I need a jacket. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to get the mudand. I'm gonna wear Napoli socks. I'm gonna have to buy those cheap Napoli sneakers that they sell that are uncomfortable.
Like, the Fadidas.
I am a very superstitious person. It's a ritual. It's incredible. So if you don't believe me, check out my check out my Twitter account. I posted. I was like, superstitious? Nah. It's just crazy. I have to wear.
You gotta.
Piece of clothing.
Rafa's got to layer up to watch Napoli, or else it doesn't count. I get it. Hello, first comment, Pasquale Napolitano. Let's go. Buonasera, the cow. Hello, Antonio. Definitely Napoli. Definitely dominated. Buonasera, Gaetano. Preside. Let's go. Napoli Club Toronto in the house. But listen, I don't want to keep him waiting any longer. We have a special guest tonight. He was there, present at the game, at the night, witnessed all the crazy Germans. Let's not keep him waiting any longer. In the house, Michael Rinaldi. How are you? Ciao. Let's give him a...
What's up, Michael? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
What's going on, Mike? How you doing tonight? Welcome back to Go USA. Great time to next round, baby. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Well, I'm gonna ask your thoughts about Milan, but you were in Napoli, right, for the Champions League game, the second leg against Frankfurt, right?
Yes, I was there. We were there for a nice long 9-day trip, and I actually caught the Atalanta game. So I missed your last rant because it was, I guess, like 2 a.m. over there.
Right.
So
That's all right. That's all right.
I'll catch up one day.
We'll catch
You
up
caught
on
the
the replay
replay.
one day. Yeah, catch the replay.
Yeah, but yeah, I was there for all the burdel over there.
Or the Bordella. So where were you
Yeah.
located more or less in Naples? I know.
So
I
the
know you-
hotel we stayed at was right in the Piazza de Gesù,
Okay.
which is where the Ultras took, I guess, camp. They just showed up there. I wasn't there when they showed up. So
Occupy
I'll just go
Gesù.
over-
They're like
What's that?
it was like Occupy Gesù out there.
Yeah. So I'll just go over what happened that
Sure.
day. Started off, we went on this like food tasting tour through like Spanish Quarter. You know,
Okay.
like
This was the day of the game, or was
Yes.
that when they called the ruck? Okay, so this is the day of the game. So it was earlier in the day. That's
yeah.
some
So
ball.
early in the day, we did that, and once we were done, we were walking back to the hotel. It was only like, I don't know, 2 o'clock or something like that.
Okay.
And we're starting to walk down towards the hotel, and I hear like all these sirens and stuff, and like I'm walking, and I was wearing a Napoli jersey, not this one, but a different one, and this guy on the street talks to me in Napolitan, and he's like, "Oh, don't go down there with your shirt on. There's other fans, and they're take off your shirt." And I'm like,
Mhm.
"I'll be
Take
fine.
it off.
I'll be
Go
fine. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll be fine."
Did he want you to
So-
go like bare chested down
But-
the piazza?
I had an like a long sleeve underneath.
Okay,
whatever.
fair.
But
All right.
so
Was that
we'll
the first
walk
you heard
closer.
of the incidents that was going on, or did you know they were kind of lurking around somewhere?
I heard that the Frankfurt Ultras were coming and that they could start trouble and stuff. My dad,
Right.
when I talked to my dad, he's like, "Oh, you better watch out for them." Blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
Really,
Be
I'm
fine.
gonna. What's gonna
Thanks,
happen?
Pop. What's gonna happen?
Anyway,
What are the odds?
so as I'm walking closer and closer to the hotel, I noticed that all the sirens and the police cars, they're all on the street that I'm supposed to turn on to go to the hotel. I'm like,
Right.
crap, what's going on over here?
What's going on here?
And I'm walking up, and I like talk to one of the police officers. I'm like, my hotel's there. Can I walk here? Can I get
Yeah. Can I get
like, first off, you got to take off your Napoli jersey.
Wow, they told you to take it off too?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah. He's
bad?
like,
In
if you want to
Napoli,
go,
this is crazy.
yeah, he said, if you want to go there, you got to take off your shirt.
That's
So
nuts.
at that point, I have to listen. It's the police.
Of course, right.
And he says you can maybe go in if you go around like the side alleyway and kind of sneak in and get in. So
Okay.
I did that. I took off my shirt. I snuck in, and we got into the hotel. And then I took some video. If you go on my Twitter, you can see all this stuff.
All right.
Michael
Check it out.
Rinaldi.
Okay.
But I took some video from my hotel room, and you can just see all the Ultras right there in the piazza, and they're just standing around doing nothing. It was completely peaceful at that time. It was early in the day. Then eventually it started raining, and they were hiding underneath like these umbrellas and crap over there.
Okay.
So I promised my daughter I would take her to the archaeological museum. So we decided, me and her, just my one daughter. My wife stayed back with my other daughter who was taking a nap. They stayed back in the hotel, and I took my daughter, and we came down, and we snuck around the alleyway. We left, and we went down the street to the archaeological museum.
Okay.
While I'm there, my wife calls me on the phone and says, "Whoa, you better check before you come here, because basically shit is going down now. Like, it started to get ugly." So I'm like, okay.
At this point, she's still at the hotel, your wife, at this point,
She's
right?
still at the hotel.
Okay, and you're out.
So we were done at the museum and we're going. I was like, I'll find a way. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, I
I'll take off my shirt. Right.
well,
We'll be
I
fine.
wasn't wearing a
Oh, you didn't have no.
at that
All right. You
time.
smartened up this time. Yeah. Gotcha.
So, long story short, I'm like, she's calling me and saying, you have no idea what I'm witnessing here. Like, riots and stuff. And I'm like, I have to get, I wanted to get to her and stuff.
Sure. Yeah. You got to be worried.
I'm going in so the piazza has all these different alleyways to get into it. And I'm like basically walking around. Every single one has like a big row of riot police keeping everyone out.
Oh, man.
I'm going around. I'm thinking, I'm looking on my phone, like trying to figure out which alley I might be able to sneak in to get to the hotel. And I get close to one, and like I hear these guys saying, like, "Oh, they did gas, like they did tear gas."
Wow.
So I'm like, "Really?" And again, like,
was this the police that sent tear gas or the ultras?
No, the police. The police
tear
gas
right.
the ultras.
Oh, okay.
Good. And I'm walking up there, and then we caught a whiff of it, me and my daughter. So we're like, we're coughing and stuff, and we start running because fast.
Sure. Yeah. You don't want none of that business, right?
Yeah. And I'm just talking to my wife, and like I couldn't get to her. Like it was crazy because I couldn't get there. And like the videos, if you look on my Twitter, and you guys all seen the videos.
No, I've seen them. Yeah, it was nuts. Like
throwing fire bombs and stuff. Like it was a complete disaster what was going on over there. And my wife basically she didn't want to leave anymore. She's like, maybe you go by yourself or take our other daughter with you. Mm-hmm. And I asked my other daughter whether she wanted to come, and she's like, yeah, I think she'd rather be with me than try to get into the hotel. Like
right.
How I would do it. But so it was just us two that went to the game. So I wasted 2 tickets, but whatever. I mean,
I get it.
They were uncomfortable, and so let me ask you this: was this your wife's first trip to Naples?
Yes.
What a first trip that was, huh?
Damn Germans ruined it. Yeah.
Does your wife plan on going back with you?
Yeah, no, she's fine. She understands. I mean, it wasn't the Napoli town people that were causing the problems. It was just like some crazy.
No, but there were some accounts that were trying to blame it on Napoli fans, saying that they were Napoli fans. Now, I saw 2 different videos. I saw videos of some people that were not like mask. They maybe had face coverings on or something like that. And then I saw a video of a group of people with helmets. Now, some people were saying that the helmeted group were the Napoli Ultras fighting, I guess, for fighting back. It looked like they were all fighting towards the police that were between them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is that something that you found out later on? Was there Napoli involvement too? Because 8 were arrested, like 400 something were kicked out of Italy. I don't know how they ever got in the first place. If people know, hey, they're coming. I guess they were helped out by Atalanta supporters too.
Right.
But was there any indication that some of these guys were Neapolitan ultras?
From what I can tell, no. In that piazza, like what was right outside my hotel were all Frankfurt Ultras.
Frankfurt fans
police versus police.
Right. So now the Frankfurt, I think the Frankfurt president said that his police, I guess their Frankfurt police, conducted their own investigation, and saying that Napoli fans started it. Well, obviously, Frankfurt police are going to say that for sure. But what kind of investigation can they do from Frankfurt, Germany? You know what I mean?
Bro, they flew from Germany to Napoli. How did we start anything?
Oh, I'm not saying we did. I'm saying that's what
not you.
That's trying to say. Yeah, exactly. It's unbelievable how skewed. Why?
Listen, I don't think Napoli Ultras would even start anything at a game like that in a day like that. Like, why would Ultras in Napoli want to cause trouble on the day their team is about to go to a round that they've never been to before. It's
the
silly.
only thing I can think of was that they were anticipating the trouble from Frankfurt, which I'm not saying that Napoli Ultras.
Yeah.
If anything, they were probably fighting back, like one
Well-
other person said to me.
Well,
Sure.
what I
They're
can
Napoli. Go ahead.
good. Well, what I was going to say is what I can comment on is what was happening in that piazza.
Mhm.
If there was other groups of ultras in other parts of the city or outside the stadium or something like that, I have no idea what was happening there. But what I can tell you from in that Piazza de Gesù, because I videoed them, you can see it right on my Twitter.
Mhm.
They were just all hanging around. They all wore the same black shirt, black pants,
Mhm.
all in black. And they were just all hanging out there, and they were surrounded by police everywhere. So there was no chance that those police would let Napoli Ultras in there to go fight them. There's zero possibility that happened. And if you look at the videos that are on my Twitter or any of the other ones, you'll just see them, like the Frankfurt Ultras, throwing fire bombs and against the police, and that's basically it.
They lit a car on fire too, right?
Yeah, a police car.
A police car.
Yeah, I think it caught on fire from one of the fire bombs that they had. Oh, and another interesting thing is, like, afterwards, after it all cleared, my wife, it was safe again. That everyone had left. They ended up on buses. I guess there was some negotiation that went on, and the Ultras went on the buses, and they bust them out of there, and it was over. But my wife went out to go get food after it was done, and me and my other daughter were at the game, and she was like going down a side alley, and she saw like one of the Ultras there, and he was basically by himself, and he had like this belt pack thing, I guess, where they used and hid all their, I don't know, like
paraphernalia.
Yeah, stuff like fire bombs or fireworks. And I guess he got like separated from the crowd, and he was like trying to talk to someone and see like where he had to go. But
get me out of here. I'm gonna go get some pizza.
Yeah. But once we went to me and my other daughter, we hopped on the train, we went to the stadium. Down at the stadium, everything was fine. Like, it was probably the safest place to be.
Yeah, right. You mentioned that.
They weren't allowed. Here's what I don't understand: is authorities know, like, the Frankfurt authorities know who these people are, and they know the trouble that they've caused before. Why would they allow them to travel to Naples? Like, they shouldn't even have been allowed to buy a ticket to Naples.
Right.
What, you can't go to the game. So obviously the reason you're going to Naples 400, 500 deep is to start some shit. Like, why doesn't somebody say, hold on. You're a Frankfurt Ultra. You're out of here. You know what I mean? Or
if that was New York, you're not even getting out of the freaking terminal at JFK.
Right.
You're not making it out. You're not getting on the Van Wyck Expressway. It's just not happening. But
so my dad said from listening to Kiss Kiss Napoli, that apparently they were, like you said, Mike, a deal was struck with them and they left, but apparently they were shipped to this hotel for the time being until the game was over, and then after the game or the next day they were all out of there, and it was in a spot where they couldn't even watch the game. Like, they were like put in a place where they were not allowed to watch the game even. So I don't know. That's something that I heard my dad say that he heard, which was pretty funny.
They didn't miss anything from their side.
No, they missed nothing, didn't they?
No, unless they wanted to see three babas, against.
It's like right. It's like, how do you feel? You came all the way to Germany to try to basically look stupid, and then your team loses anyway. Well, good riddance, Frankfurt. Sorry. Kind of mad. I've been to the Frankfurt airport. They were really friendly people there, but
and I heard the same thing, that people from Frankfurt are very friendly, but you know what? It's the same thing everywhere you go. Right. It's a group of people who are causing trouble. It's the Ultras. The Ultras is it's while part of football culture and necessary to an extent, it's also what's bad about it, and I saw this concert from Frankfurt, and I can't remember who exactly it was, but there was a singer, like, he's a popular singer. He has a song out there. I forgot his name, Lewis something, and he's got Tourette's, and he was struggling to get through one of his songs because his Tourette's started kicking in, and the rest of the crowd finished the song for him. And then they applauded him afterwards because he couldn't finish. Yeah. And it was in Frankfurt. And I'm like, damn, if only your freaking football fans were the same way.
Right? I mean? Yeah, those weren't the same people in Piazza San Jesus.
No, but they've caused trouble in Barcelona last season, against Rangers fans last season, in Marseille a couple of seasons ago, in Rome against Lazio a few seasons ago. And it's like, it's a trend at this point with this team. Mm-hmm. Like someone, like UEFA really has to step in and probably maybe not ban Frankfurt from competition, but close their stadium for the entire year in UEFA competition. You can't have fans, you can't go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, the Ultras really ruin it for everyone. With these things. If Frankfurt gets a ban or some sort of penalty from UEFA, I mean, it's hard to say like the team deserves it, because what is the team going to do to stop these people?
But that's it. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's not the team's fault,
Give the tickets to the families. Give the tickets to the families. Let them go and watch the games and travel the world. Let them do it. That's what I say. Screw it. Like, you want to come in, it's got to be like you, your son, your wife, your daughter. Similar situation, Michael, like how you were there with your family. Let those people in. Yeah. Leave the crooks at home, man. Because that's what I.
Ralph, is it easier to?
I don't know the logistics.
The stadium all around, like,
of course it's easier, but I mean, hey, listen, I'm just saying, why let some? Because listen, even if, I mean, not only the club, but think about all the good fans, the good Frankfurt fans that are out there now that have to suffer the same fate, because of what these guys did. So
I know if it was Napoli in that,
and it's vice versa. It's vice versa. Right? Yeah, right. If Napoli don't act up, screw them. Stay at home. Let the kids go to wherever and watch the games. That's how I feel.
Free under 14.
But Mike, because we want to do the beast of the match of this game, tell us real quick the atmosphere of the stadium, though. Obviously the big scream, and how that made you feel while you were in there.
It was awesome. I was looking forward for the champions yell, but I kind of ruined it because I was so focused on yelling as loud as I possibly could.
Right.
I don't know if I really could hear it because I was just getting so psyched to scream it so loud that I'm like, oh man, I should have just shut up and listened, But
if I was in your situation, I don't know if I could just shut up and listen.
No, exactly. You can't, because you want it to be, Anyway, the atmosphere was electric. You could just feel it in the crowd. Like we knew we were winning that game. And it was just a matter of time. It was a little nervy in the first half because we hadn't scored until the very end. But once we scored, it was like you could just see relief on everyone, because at that point it's 3-0 in the aggregate. So
right. The nail was in the coffin at that point. I can imagine. I can almost feel the tension in the stadium, because we had like a similar feeling at the meet, and you have a little bit of that tension. Then once you score, it's like, you can kind of breathe again a little bit. Like, even though no matter how much faith you have that you're gonna win, you still you still want to validate that feeling with a couple goals in the net.
Yeah, definitely. I was just electric. I was so glad. And the game before that, I was able to see too, the Atalanta game. I'll tell you when Crata scored that goal where he dribbled past everyone.
Wow.
Everyone just went nuts because we couldn't believe what we saw. Like it was crazy. My wife got smacked in the mouth by my daughter because she was just like, ah! And hit her in the mouth. And my wife didn't appreciate that, but I'm fine with it because I saw a great goal, so
Right. She'll heal. She'll be fine.
she was fine. She's okay.
Witnessing I mean, no matter what your team is, witnessing a goal like that's got to be special.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was a historic goal.
that was epic. It's epic. It was so epic, man.
A lot of people are saying things like, it might have only been three defenders that he beat, right? Essentially, but when you, and I'm sure you've seen it a million times on a video.
Yeah.
But when you look at the video and you see that on the screen is only Kvaratskhelia surrounded by the 3 he beat, then the 4 behind him chasing him, then the keeper. You got literally, 3/4 of the team against one guy. You know what I mean? And he just found the way to score it. And I could imagine the electricity in that place for that goal. It was amazing watching it on TV, and
it was special.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. All the year.
Two epic games to go see and stories that you have to tell. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Awesome. Some good, some bad, but definitely super exciting. But let's get to the beast of the match, guys. Everybody in the chat, who do you think your beast of the match was for this Champions League game, the second leg against Frankfurt? We had we were right under that screen, right, Rafa, for that game?
We had a very tough view of it. But I want to say thank you to everybody that came, on behalf of Tri-State Napoli Club to Ribalta for that. Not very many from the club came, but it was Scala, Gaetano, Anna was there.
It was a weeknight. You're forgiven.
It was a weeknight for sure. Christine Cupo did show. We invited her, and she showed. And we celebrated my birthday, which was really nice. Thank you, Biz. Thank you, Ali, for setting it up with you.
I should give you an official happy birthday here on the air, Rafa. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much. No.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. But my parents were there. My brother came. He was floored by the atmosphere. It was great. It was a great atmosphere. So everybody that showed, I just want to say thank you very much. It was a really good first half, a really good game. The goals were very exciting. And Ralph and I kind of figured it out right away when we were watching. Like, this guy's gonna win beasts. We'd have to watch again, but he's gonna win beasts, right? We were talking about it outside.
Yeah. I see a lot of calls in the chat right now, but we'll see who it is, guys. Let's show him, Rafa. Let's let him have it. Here we go, guys. Beast of the match.
Let's do it.
Here he is, guys. Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Surprise, everybody. I see a few.
Dilo.
What happened?
He was due.
Yeah, I think so. I see a lot of Kims out there. I see an OZ. I see a couple of Zilus. Here's why beast from Calerba. Oh, Capitano. I want to see this guy's heat map. I mean, I just remember Giovanni Di Lorenzo was all over the field. He owned the field, in my opinion, that day. I mean, he was practically playing midfield, this guy. He was practically a center forward. He was almost a winger as well, and a defender. The service that he's able to give to release the forwards, to assist Osimhen, or to bring it to Politano, the overlapping runs, the constant running, the constant offensive contributions, to me in this game stuck out so much more. And yeah, Kim did great. Don't get me wrong. Again, these are staples of the club that can almost win every week. But Giovanni Di Lorenzo was all over the place that game, man. He really was. Rewatch, he stuck out, man. And he made sure we were going to win that game. So he gets my vote. Guys, I'd like you to chime in, Rafa, you and Mike as well.
Actually, I'm going to ask
Mike. If you agree, Mike.
No, so here, I agree with everything you said, Ralph. So there's not much for me to say other than well-deserved, and it's been coming. It's been a long time coming. But Mike, what are your thoughts on? First, let's get your thoughts on Di Lorenzo and how he played. Was there anything that stuck out to you from his performance on Wednesday?
Well, he had a solid game. I mean, I feel like this season with him. Actually, I mean, even pretty much since he's
started, right?
Napoli, yeah. I mean, his games are just solid. Like he just has a solid game. Sometimes not like the flashiest, you know, in terms of like lighting up the scoreboard or assists or anything like that. But I mean, he's just solid. Like you just depend on him to put in the work defensively, and such a smart player with the and I don't know if Spalletti gets some of the credit or maybe all the credit for the way he moves up and down the field. Like you were saying, like he didn't look like a wing back, a right back. He didn't. You know, it's some sort of like hybrid midfielder defender position that they have going that he does. He plays. So I mean, he's just such a great player and a great captain.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, it's almost as if they revert to a 3-man back line. Sometimes just a 2-man back line. But you know, either Di Lorenzo making the runs or with Mairi or Oliveira making the runs. And in this particular game, it was Di Lorenzo, you know, big time game. You know, if you ask me, he's our Iron Man now. He's our new Iron Man. Not just because of, you know, we called Callejon the Iron Man, remember? Not just because of the minutes that he plays and the you know, the tireless, you know, amount of minutes that he puts in, but he puts in work every single shift. You know, you'll never see Di Lorenzo. He'll make a mistake here and there. It's going to happen. It happens to the best of them, right? But you'll never see him give 80%, 85%. He's always giving 100%. You know, and that's a very cliche thing to say about an athlete. Like, you want everybody to
give it 100%.
You know, go out there and give it 100%. No, we're doing movies every week now.
100%.
Remember that movie with what's his name? Brendan Fraser. Bedazzled?
No, it was the Oh God, you devil. That's showing my age.
No. Brendan Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley. I think it was Bedazzled.
Was it Bedazzled? Probably.
Where she turns him into a basketball player, a rich basketball player.
Yeah, he has all these wishes and from the devil.
He's got everything. He's an athlete. He's big. But then he drops his shorts to change, and the reporter's like, "Oh, there's nothing there." Bedazzled, yeah. I gotta go out there and give it 110% every game. You know. But I mean, it's true. Di Lorenzo goes out there and gives it 110%. And you know what else I really admired about him too, and maybe this came full circle, right? The message that he sent to the fans before the game, everybody, be careful, have fun. There's rumors about Frankfurt coming and this and that. Just try to have as much fun as you can, and remember we're all family. You're trying to have a good. I don't know if you guys saw that. He came out with it, and I heard that from him as a captain. I felt like it might have been something that Insigne did too, but I don't know. I feel a lot safer with him doing it. And no disrespect to Insigne, of course, but I think he's been a fine captain so far.
He has been, and he well-deserved. Great effort put in by Giovanni Di Lorenzo, and now we move on. Michael, I don't want to take any more of your time. Is there anything that you'd like to plug, or let them know where they can find you on social media, and maybe they can go check out those videos, if you give your handle if you want, or anything else you want to add?
Yeah, no, I don't have anything to plug, but my Twitter is Spider Rinaldi. That's 2 R's in the middle there. Rinaldi. And just if you want to see the videos I was talking about, go ahead and
check them out because they're crazy. They're pretty crazy.
Yeah, I have one other video which is like the full length. It's like 4 minutes. My wife took it on her iPhone.
Okay.
It's huge though, and I haven't figured out how to get it off there yet because it keeps dying when I try to copy it. So, but I work in IT, so I should be able to figure it out.
You should get this, Mike. We believe it. Maybe we'll try to post it here on the rant if you like, but we'll figure it out and get it out there, like the full feature length, the full feature movie. No, just little 20-minute snippets.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Like when you watch it in entirety, because it's like I'll try to describe it in a second. It was basically like the Ultras started like throwing a bunch of like fire bombs towards the police, and then they started grabbing crap that was from the businesses, like
throwing chairs and tables.
And we had just eaten the night before at that one restaurant where they
were man,
stuff, man. It's terrible. They had like those lamps, the heater lamp things. They're like pulling those down and throwing them at the police and stuff. And then like it was like an organized charge from the Ultras. Like you can hear just a yell, and they're like, like Braveheart type.
Like Braveheart.
Seriously, it was,
wait for it.
That's what it sounded like on the video. Wait until I post it.
We're gonna love this.
It's crazy.
I love to see it. All right, Mike. So again, thank you again, guys. Check him out at Spider Rinaldi, man. Reach out. And thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Mike. We'll see you at a meet soon. Yeah,
soon. I don't know if I can make the next one, but we'll see.
All right, we'll get there.
We got a couple more coming up. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Take
My
care.
best to the family, Mike. See you soon.
Thanks.
Ciao.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mike. All right.
Mike
What a
Rinaldi.
story, man. Crazy.
Spider
Take
Rinaldi.
off your shirt. Take off your shirt, man. They made him do it.
Take off your shirt, man.
That's so crazy that you have to actually take off your own
jersey
in Napoli. I mean,
I'm sure they were targeting, Napolitani. You know,
I wouldn't have done it. I would have charged in.
You wouldn't have taken it off, huh? Well, listen, if I had my family with me, the way, and that's another, I'm thinking about that. Like, Mike's got his family, and that could easily have been me, Allie, and the kids. And God forbid that's their first experience in Naples. God forbid. She'll never want to go back.
No.
But I mean, if I was with if it was me and you, Ralph, let's go take him on.
Not do it.
Me and my dad, let's go take him on. But if
definitely with your dad.
Yeah.
No, Paulie and Rocky.
My dad is not taking that thing off, but he'll flash his.
Well, man, I got to take off my jersey. I'm not taking off.
I'm not taking this shit off, baby.
I'm not taking this shit off. I don't care.
It's like my freaking skin, baby.
I don't care about no German.
It's like my skin. I'll never take it off.
Out of my cold, dead hands, will Amalia.
Yeah.
Says.
Let's move on.
Let's move on, man. We gotta breeze through this next Rafa. I think we can do it.
The draw fast and then do Torino really quick, or
why not?
Right.
Rafa, give us an introduction while I pull these photos, man.
So basically, Napoli draw against Milan for the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which is amazing because the last time we won a European trophy, which was our only time we won a European trophy, we played Juventus in the quarterfinal. And here we are with our first ever Champions League, and it's against an Italian team, our first ever Champions League quarterfinal. And it's against another Italian. And then on the same side of the bracket is Benfica Inter. In case you guys have been sleeping under a rock for the past few days, I know you all know this already. But on the other side is City against Bayern and Real Madrid against Chelsea. I was talking to Luca about this today, my cousin Luca, and here it is right here. The only difference between this one and an actual, like the bracket is reversed. So basically, Inter and Benfica, our side of the bracket is supposed to be on the right, and they're supposed to be on the left, because that's how they drew the home team. The quote unquote home team for the final would be either the other teams and not us. But anyway, that's a moot point at this point right now. We play Milan, and this is a really, really favorable draw, Ralph. Like, I was talking to Luca, and the only thing I think he says the same thing, Maximus. Inter isn't beating Benfica, but the only thing I would have wanted, I think, were to reverse roles with Chelsea and Benfica and have maybe Chelsea on our side, Benfica on the other side, because that's a very tough team. That's the team I'm worried about in this Champions League. On our side is Benfica.
So,
I don't know.
I know I guess you got to be careful with the underdog sometimes because they're kind of unpredictable. You never know
but they play well. They play really, really, really well, and they in their league they're similar to us. One loss, great defense. For the longest time they were with us. We were the last two teams that had the least amount of goals against. In all top five or six European leagues. And they're a good team. I don't see Inter beating them, but they beat Porto in the last round, so they have to play Benfica now. Never say never, but I think Benfica is a much better team than Porto, so I think Inter's out, and then I think we beat Milan, obviously. So then we get Benfica in the semifinal, which is going to be very tough. But I'm not going to predict anything because the superstition I spoke of before that's gone for the Scudetto is here for this. Last week you heard me say it. I struggled saying Napoli campione d'Europa. I'm not saying it. Campione d'Europa. I'm not saying it, man. I'm not. Listen, everybody seems to think that the road to the final is simple for Napoli, and you cannot underestimate these 4 teams.
No, especially at this stage, especially with the experience that they have, Rafa. I don't think we should be. I'm not like scared, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'm optimistic about Napoli. But it isn't something to take lightly. But would you rather have had any other team? To be honest, like if you had your choice.
No, I mean Chelsea, maybe Chelsea.
All right, yeah. Chelsea. I was kind of hoping
Chelsea are trash this year. They skated by Borussia Dortmund.
Here's one reason why I wanted Chelsea, because don't forget when we made it to the round of 16, the first time I believe was 2013 with Cavani in the gang. Chelsea beat us that round. Ultimately, they went on to win the Champions League, but Chelsea beat us that round. And I was thinking, and that was the farthest we went in a Champions League up until that point. And I was kind of hoping that we would draw them again for this round. This way we can kind of like make up for it, beat them, and then move on. And then maybe we become the champions or something like that.
Yeah.
Some cool story I was kind of hoping for. But I mean, other than that, I would have rather drawn Milan or even Inter.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. Not super soaked. Super stoked. I'm not soaked.
Not yet.
I did just take a shower. No, I did just take a shower, so I'm dry at this point.
Oh, you dried good. You got the good
dry. Well, my hair's.
You got that.
I put some curl stuff in it.
Curl, yeah.
Anyway, I'm very excited that we're playing Milan in the Champions League. I think that is super cool. We have so many Milan friends. We might be doing something with them, Ralph. You and I have to speak about that, by the way. We'll talk about that in the next couple weeks or in the next week or so. But I think it's super cool that we're playing against Milan. Yeah, I mean, listen, as far as the experience that you mentioned, there's not very much. And the thing is this, and I did post this on Twitter. Benfica have 2 titles, Inter have 3, Milan have 7, right? Milan have 7 Champions League. Between the 3 teams, there's 12 Champions League titles there. But those were all in the past, right? So as far as experience goes, I don't know that Inter, Milan, and Benfica have as much experience as we do in this competition in the current crop that they're in right now. Simone Inzaghi's never been to a quarterfinal of the Champions League, and neither has Stefano Pioli. And Benfica hadn't made it this far with their current group of players.
Right.
So basically, this is uncharted territories for all 4 teams.
For everybody, right. It's a great point. It's
the other side that's got the experience. Bayern Munich just won 1. Real Madrid won 1 last season. Chelsea won 1 the year before that.
This feels so set up, right?
I know.
It's like let the big boys play on that side and let the.
Do you know what I think though? I think, thank God it came out like this, because the final is a one-off, and in a one-off. I'm confident that Napoli could be any of those teams on the other side in a one-off. Maybe Real Madrid is the only one that scares me, because that's just
Real and Bayern. I honestly don't want a part of them.
Yeah.
I feel like Man City is like, if you can neutralize Haaland, maybe you have a good time giving them a hard time to score. But Bayern and Real are, no matter what, those 2 teams are, their discipline and their tradition and their experience in this tournament at this point. Sure. That's the thing I don't want to go up against, is the experience, because that's the only thing we really lack. I think Napoli have the team. I think they're in great form. I think they can compete with anybody in Europe right now. Are they Champions League final contenders? I can't say that much, but they are certainly a team to keep an eye on. But the one thing that we don't have is the experience, and I don't know how much that can weigh in at the end of the day to actually become champions. So I'm cool over here on this side. I'm cool here
I'm cool
on
too. Trust me, I'm cool
on
too.
the east side of things here.
I'm cool too.
So.
It's a really cool thing too that if Inter beat Benfica, Napoli don't have to leave Italy until the final where they go to Istanbul.
Oh,
you know,
look at that.
That's pretty crazy. And another little fun tidbit is of these 8 teams, the only 2 teams that are going to win their league is Napoli and Benfica. Everybody else is pretty much, I mean,
even Bayern.
I shouldn't say that about Bayern. Bayern is in second now, and so is City. They still have a chance to win it.
They do.
But everybody else is out. Chelsea's never winning the Premier League this season. Real Madrid is now 12 points behind Barcelona because they lost yesterday. Bayern just slipped out of first, and City are a still pretty okay distance away from Arsenal, but I think Arsenal's I think they've got it. If anybody, it'd be Bayern that comes back and catches Dortmund. But right now, runaway leaders are Napoli and Benfica, and that's it. That's it. Everybody else is basically, catching up. And that's another good thing for us because they're all fighting for something,
Right.
Benfica, that's the only thing. That's why I'm worried is Benfica's got a comfortable lead in their league that there's a chance that, we get them. They're rested too. You know what I mean?
Right. Miguel says, if we make it to the final, I'll be in Istanbul. Miguel, let's go to the Luta.
Michele, I wish, man. I have to be back.
You might see Papa Rispo there. You might see
He'll be there. He'll be there.
Yeah, he'll be there. He'll be there. Who is it here? Maximus, I like this comment. Neutralizing Haaland is like neutralizing Osimhen.
Yeah.
Good point. But I think it's still they don't. Haaland hasn't gone up against Kim yet. So
put it this way, Haaland,
their monster versus our monster. We'll see.
Haaland is not scoring 5 goals on Napoli. Yeah. That's a fact, Jack. He's not scoring 5 on Napoli like he scored on Leipzig.
Yeah, that's.
But real quick, I guess let's do Torino fast so that we get
let's
done.
Get out of there. Yeah, let's do that. Should we just start with the match?
Listen, I made a bet. It was a 5-leg parlay. I put $20 on it. Napoli to win, Osimhen to score, Kvaratskhelia to assist, more than 2.5 goals, and only one team to score. Boom. 5-leg parlay, $20. I won $6.25. Thank you.
Buying drinks, Rafa.
Ching ching.
Congratulations.
Birthday Rafa.
Birthday Rafa.
Right.
I'm not going to show I'm just going to put up the graphic, guys, but we picked our beast of the match. Funny, we picked one, and then it was kind of a last-minute change. We'll kind of explain why, but here he is, 27 against Torino. It had to be Kavicha. Had to be.
Osimhen was our other pick. The way Osimhen beasted whoever that was, I forgot who it was that he beasted away. Then got the ball to Kvaratskhelia for his assist to Ndombele, which was pretty cool that Ndombele scored. But Kvara did it. I mean, he worked. He got the assist, he got the goal and the penalty.
Drew the penalty.
And took it. And now Ralph, tell me Spalletti doesn't watch this show.
Spalletti watches.
Don't you remember when I said, wouldn't it be cool if whoever drew the foul took the penalty? And lately that's what's been happening. Because in the Champions League game, Zielinski drew the foul, he took the penalty. In this game, Kvara drew the foul, he took the penalty. It's been happening. So I don't know, man. I think he watches the game. He watches the show.
Oh yeah. Didn't Zielinski take the penalty kick? Am I bugging?
In the Champions League.
In the Champions League.
Yeah, but he also drew the foul for it.
Kvara.
No. Zielinski drew the foul for the Champions League.
Okay, all right. I'm not going crazy, dude.
No,
this is what happens when we skip a game on a rant. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait, hold on.
I cover 2 games on this thing, right?
Yeah, that's hard. It is
hard. And I haven't. In full disclosure, I haven't put the Beast of the Match posts up. I will be doing that. I think the last time I did it was the Lazio game, or maybe even before.
Yeah.
That.
Expect to see 5 new submissions, actually, Rafa. We have to put up 5 of them. You got some overtime this week.
I got time. It's been a really crazy week, Ralph Bizarro. Paul's birthday, my birthday, this guy, that
birthday,
guy,
Paul.
this party, that
Happy
party,
birthday,
this
everybody.
game, this traveling, this that. You know how it is.
Kyle says, Spalletti said that he doesn't pick the penalty kick taker. The players do.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like that's a good idea for Spalletti because he doesn't want any responsibility if people start missing. So I think that that's a good way to wash your hands of it and let the players assume their own responsibility because I don't think it doesn't matter who you pick, man. It's a coin toss shot. It's a coin toss shot. Like it's your 50-50 chance.
It's almost basketball-esque. You get fouled, you take the shot.
Yeah, but I do like that. I think that should almost be like a general rule. You know what I mean?
I would be fine with that.
I would be like if you get fouled, you gotta take the shot. If you had the chance, you should complete it. It's not like some. Not that anybody I feel like is a lesser quality on this team, but if a lesser quality player gets fouled and then you get to put your superstar to take the final kick, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that sounds crazy, but
I like it. I like it.
It's like you take away, it's already a big advantage taking those penalty kicks. It's already a hard task for the goalie. So
either letting whoever drew the foul take the kick or letting the players pick who takes the penalty, I think builds a lot of team character.
Sure,
a lot of team character because now you heard what Osimhen said in the Champions League. Patrick Kendrick actually asked him. How did you feel about Zielinski taking the penalty kick and you not getting, your first Champions League hat trick? And he said, you know what? I don't care who takes the penalty as long as we score and win. He asked me if he could take it, and I said absolutely. Like he didn't even like second guess it. He said, yeah, he was prepared to take the kick. And Zielinski said, "Can I take it?" And he goes, "Yes. Here you go, take it."
That's it. And that's why we're going to win.
Guy with seniority is asking.
That's why we're going to win.
Yeah. That's why we're going to become the champions of your mama.
Yo mama. I want to read this. Daniel D says, can we pick Mario Rui to take the next one?
Oh, that would be freaking amazing. I think
I'm going to say no.
Mario Rui should take the kicks. Default.
I say no, and I'm going to tell you why I don't want Mario Rui to take the penalty kick. Because I want because we have the policy here, if everybody knows it. If Mario Rui scores this season, he automatically wins Beast of the Match, no matter any other performance.
So you want it to be this like grandiose goal.
Yeah,
you don't want it
definitely.
to be this penalty that he took.
No, right, exactly. I want it to be. Oh, it doesn't have to be grandioso, just from open play.
Yeah, all right.
I just want him to kick the ball from outside the box and curl it into the upper corner, and the upper 90. And
outside the box, Ralph. Do you realize that we have only scored one goal outside the box this season?
Really? It feels like so.
Lazio.
Yeah. So what happens when Ruiz leaves, huh?
Was it against Lazio? I know it was Crota. I just don't remember who it was against.
Well, either way, that means we are just pressing that box and putting all this pressure, crashing the net, as they say.
We're all over that box.
We in that box, baby. You got good D, and then you got the box.
You got the best D.
You got the best D.
Sometimes the D goes in the box too.
Sometimes the D goes in the box and scores.
Yeah.
Are we missing anything, Rafa?
I think we got it.
I lost. I didn't write all my notes down, but
yeah. Are we missing my last thing is we announced Napoli Milan for Ribalta a few times, but it's being changed to Songa Napoli in Rutherford. However, that was that was an event that is limited persons, and it's already full. We didn't get to announce it to the public, and it's full. That's how big this club is getting, Tri-State Napoli Club. So for the Napoli Milan, if you haven't purchased, it wasn't a purchase event. If you haven't reserved tickets to the Songa Napoli meet for Tri-State Napoli Club against Milan and Serie A on the 2nd, you can wait until maybe someone drops out. Get a hold of us. Maybe we can. I don't know. We're gonna have a meeting tomorrow, right, Ralph? We'll see about how we go about that. But stay tuned. Otherwise, if you can't make it to Songa Napoli, go over to Ribalta anyway. Why not? You know what I mean? Like,
Pass by.
Party, go watch. You know, if you wanted to come and you
Go
can't
nuts.
now because we did the change, go party, go have a good time there. They're going to do some great things there too. But Songa Napoli in Rutherford is like the new official home of the Tri-State Napoli Club. And we're going to have a lot more events there, and we're going to have a lot more events. Not 110%, but I think we're still going to do some Ribalta stuff for maybe bigger occasions, you know, for things like that. But we'll get the full scoop to you as soon as we do. But go check out Tri-State Napoli Club on Twitter. They posted a really cool video, which I like a lot. Thank you very much, Quentin. Forza Napoli. Happy birthday, Saint Raff Day.
Saint Raff. Maximus, you can find Rinaldi at Spider Rinaldi. I'll put it up real quick right there. Spider Rinaldi
on Twitter. I think he is on Facebook though. You just look up Michael Rinaldi. I believe he's on Facebook too. So yeah,
you can even come into the Discord. He's there. The link is on. The,
he comes into the Discord too. Yeah, join the Discord. And if you don't know where the Discord is, whoever that was that asked, if you look at the podcast audio, right. On Far From Vesuvius, the link to the Discord is always posted in the notes. So if you're following Far From Vesuvius, you get the audio podcast as well. Discord link is always there every week. Check it out. It'll take you right to it. So,
anyway, guys, Forza Napoli Sempre. We're taking a break next week. You might not see us next Monday.
Yes.
We might start a couple other things. Me and Rafa got some business to work out, but but if you don't see us, then check us out on Twitter. We'll probably be posting over there. Looking forward to this next game, guys. Looking forward to getting Milan in the Champions League, man. We're closing out the season with a bang. It's gonna be crazy, guys. I can't wait. Rafa, great show as always. Thank you to everybody in the chat as well as the audio listeners. And Forza Napoli Sempre.
Sempre. Ciao, ciao. Forza Napoli.
Ciao, guys.